Bokashi, a word that might not resonate widely across Kenya, but it holds a transformative potential for farming. In simple terms, bokashi is a Japanese method of fermenting organic waste to create a rich, effective compost. But in Kenya, is it something that is common or just a passing trend in agricultural community? And why hasn't it gained the same prominence as other agricultural practices? While bokashi is making its way into Kenyan agriculture, its reach is still expanding. It isn't as common as it should be, and the reasons are many, including lack of awareness and familiarity with its methods. However, the pressing challenges facing Kenyan farmers today, particularly in Western region, have started to push for new solutions like bokashi. Kenya's Western region, known as one of the country's food baskets, has long been an area of agricultural promise. Yet, as the years pass, not every season has been kind to farmers. They may not always see bumper harvests, and often they are left struggling due to improper land practices. Slowly, land that once thrived has degraded.
Shamba ilikuwa imeharibika, ilikuwa na asidi mingi sana.
But before we dive into the impact of bokashi on farmers, let's first explore what the experts have to say about this innovative farming practice. We meet Frederick Ocheng, Head of Farmer Coordination Program by Vision Africa Trust.
Well, bokashi is a technology that aims at improving soil fertility. It's a technology that originated from Korea and Japan, where it was developed, and over the years, other places like Kenya, we have adopted this technology. Though I would say currently it's still at its very initial stages in terms of adoption, but a technology that is gaining a lot of interest from many farmers across the country. Basically, it's a technology that enables you to prepare organic fertilizer, basically using different ingredients that enables you to prepare something that would add soil fertility and improve the quality of soil for enhancement of crop production.
Bokashi, while relatively new in Kenya, is slowly being recognized for its ability to rejuvenate the land and improve soil health. It is different from other organic fertilizers. It's not just about composting, it's about fermentation, a process that retains more nutrients in the soil.
Both are organic fertilizers and basically made from organic wastes. So in that they are similar and they are both organic. Bokashi, however, would be different from the others, mainly because of the process that you use to prepare bokashi. One thing that I would say obviously stands out is that it takes quite a shorter time for you to prepare bokashi so that it is ready for application on the farm. This is quite different with the other organic fertilizers or manures, where you may need prolonged period of waiting. After you have prepared your compost, for example, you have to wait like 3 months and above, contrary to bokashi, which would be ready even within 21 days after its preparation. So on that, bokashi stands out, and this is quite advantageous for farmers in the sense that they do not have to wait for so long. And that is so because of the way the bokashi is made, such that you have ingredients that enables the process of decomposition speeded up. and therefore making the nutrients available for the plants within a very short time. I would say that will be the most distinctive feature that separates bokashi from the others. Of course, in terms of nutrients, the fact that you use different materials to prepare bokashi, the plant, I would say the bokashi brand, mostly you'll find that farmers use rice husks, but you can also use wheat and as well as maize husks as a way of, as one of your key ingredients, basically, so that you are able to kind of dictate the kind of nutrients that you'd be having in your bokashi manure or fertilizer after it is made. So you can be able to control, in the sense that you'd probably be able to get certain nutrients that may not be available from other typical compost. Bokashi technology is still relatively new to Kenyan farmer, but it has been promoted, and I would want to highlight that BioVision Africa Trust, we have promoted bokashi mainly in Western Kenya, but also in some parts of Central Kenya as well. And to our learning is that it was generally a new technology, a new method of preparing organic manure. But even after that, it is gaining a lot of interest. And the main issue has been that there's been that just lack of awareness. Just people don't know about bokashi. But those that we have trained, the level of interest has been very high. In Western Kenya, one of the things that we also did was to train, we trained the extension officers from Busia County, Kakamega and Bungoma County. And we have been working with these teams and working with them very closely to promote bokashi, but also to train farmers. And the interest is immense. We are also seeing that a lot of companies and those that are selling rice husks is really going high, basically because a lot of farmers are getting interested in buying these produce or these inputs, basically for purpose of preparing bokashi. So it is something that is really gaining and gaining a lot of traction as we speak. But there's still much more that needs to be done to create more awareness, to enable farmers to know that we have alternatives as far as preparing your organic fertilizer at home using locally available materials, so that you are able to improve the quality of your soil. So that interest is there for those who have known, and it's something that is increasing with the time.
To understand the full picture of what goes into making bokashi, let's hear from Anthony Nadunga, a farmer field officer who has worked closely with this practice.
Ni vyema sana mkulima aweze kuwa na vitu mbalimbali, mojawapo ikiwa molasses. Lazima awe na molasses, lazima awe na yeast, wanasema chachu ama uchachu. Vile vile lazima awe na charcoal dust, zile vumbi vya makaa. Lazima awe na zile masalio ya yale, kwa kama wanasema crop residue. Lazima tuwe na crop residue, na vile vile tuwe na mbolea ambayo imeiva, na tuwe na maji, na vile vile tuwe na jivu. So tukisha kusanya hizo vitu vyote, kuna ile mpangilio ambayo mkulima inafaa azingatie anapokuwa anatengeneza ile mbolea ya bokashi. Kwanza kabisa ataimwaga ile mbolea yake ambayo imeiva, ambayo tunasema compost. Kisha baadaye atafuatisha na charcoal dust. Vile vile ataimix hadi ikue wanasema uniform, ama ikue na ule mfanano mmoja. Vile vile atachanganya atachukua zile crop residue, zile stalks ambazo zimekatwa ambazo ziko in small pieces. then pia achanganye hadi ziwe uniform. Vile vile itambidi achukue jivu achanganye, alafu kisha baada ya hapo ataanza kuchanganya ile maji ambayo amechanganya na molasses na yeast, na ananyunyuza hadi kukue tena na ile uniformity ya ile maji kwa zile materials zote ambazo atakuwa amekusanya sehemu ile.
But what makes bokashi even more unique is its inclusion of ash in its formulation.
Jivu mara mingi wakulima wengi wanaitumia kama, utasikia wanasema lime. Manake jivu hakika iko na madini ya calcium na vile vile phosphorus na vile vile potassium. So iwapo utakuwa na jivu itasaidia kuongeza yale madini katika ile bokashi yetu, na vile vile pia itasaidia kulower temperatures pale. So hiyo ndo kazi kuu ya jivu. Yeast ama chachu mara mingi kwa kimombo tunasema ni catalyst. Ni ile tu kitu ambacho kinasaidia kuharakisha ile fermentation process.
And what about molasses? It serves as a fermentation starter that helps the microbes thrive, speeding up breakdown of organic matter. So how does bokashi differ from compost?
It takes quite a shorter time for you to prepare bokashi so that it is ready for application on the farm. This is quite different with the other organic fertilizers or manures, where you may need prolonged period of waiting. After you have prepared your compost, for example, you have to wait like 3 months and above, contrary to bokashi, which would be ready even within 21 days after its preparation. So on that, bokashi stands out, and this is quite advantageous for farmers in the sense that they do not have to wait for so long. And that is so because of the way the bokashi is made, such that you have ingredients that enables the process of decomposition speeded up, and therefore making the nutrients available for the plants within a very short time. I would say that will be the most distinctive feature that separates bokashi from the others. Of course, in terms of nutrients, the fact that you use different materials to prepare bokashi, the plant, I would say the bokashi bran, mostly you'll find that farmers use rice husks, but you can also use wheat and as well as maize husks as a way of, as one of your key ingredients, basically, so that you are able to kind of dictate the kind of nutrients that you'd be having in your bokashi manure or fertilizer after it is made. So you can be able to control, in the sense that you'd probably be able to get certain nutrients that may not be available from other typical compost.
Farmers are beginning to realize the importance of adopting bokashi for their land's rejuvenation. Let's now hear from Irene Wasike, another field officer from BioVision Africa Trust, who gives us a bit of history about this revolutionary practice.
Bokashi is a Japanese word meaning to ferment. So ni aina ya mbolea ambayo imeundwa kutokana na organic materials ambazo zimechanganywa na kuachwa kwa muda wa wiki 2 zichache ama ziferment. Bokashi iko na manufaa mengi, haswa kama umetumia kwa kupanda mimea yako. Kwanza kabisa itakuwa inarutubisha udongo wetu. Ikisha rutubisha udongo inamaanisha kwamba mimea pia itakuwa na afya. Mimea ikishakuwa na afya inamaanisha wadudu ama magonjwa hayatakuwa, hayatashika ile mimea. Alafu pia wakati wa mvua kidogo utaona ya kwamba mkulima ambaye ametumia bokashi, udongo yake haitakuwa inapoteza maji kwa urahisi, kwa hivyo itahifadhi maji ambayo pia ni ya muhimu sana kwa mmea.
Uniformity is key when mixing bokashi, and experts like Irene reminds farmers that it's important to test the product to ensure it's ready to use.
Tuseme mvua imeanza kunyesha, kwa sababu kuna period ambayo mvua ikianza kunyesha mkulima anakuwa nayo ndio apande mimea yake. Tuseme within 2 weeks akuwe amepanda. unaona hii mbolea inaundwa within 2 weeks. Kwa hivyo still atakuwa tu na muda wa kutengeneza hiyo mbolea kwa sababu ni ya haraka sana, imeshakuwa tayari, imeenda shambani. Asiogope kutengeneza hii mbolea ya bokashi alafu atumie kwa mimea yake hasa wakati wa kupanda.
As we move from theory to practice, we get to meet Joseph Nyongesa Wanyama, the Vice Chair of Neema Self-Help Group in Bungoma County.
Alafu waspeda anapindua tafadhali.
Joseph and his team have embraced bokashi with open arms, and the results speak for themselves. Joseph, a proud farmer, has seen the fruits of his labor, and now he is eager to teach others how to make their own bokashi.
We are likely to reduce the use of chemicals into our small farms so that we use the bokashi like that one, which is having no chemicals.
Joseph shares his experience.
The challenges I face as a small-scale farmer, I know sometimes there are shortages of capital, let's say resources, whereby sometimes we do the planting of our farms or our small farms there by even not testing the soil, maybe to know the type of soil, maybe you want to know the acidity. You don't even test for the pH so that you know the type of fertilizer you are going to use on your farm. What you only do is, so long as you are going to the shop, you buy the DAP or the NPK like that, and then you start planting. And it becomes a challenge whereby if you overuse it for a longer period of time, you'll find out that we shall have the diminishing returns, which means that it is being affected because of the alkalinity of the soil, so it needs at least to classify. So maybe like today when we are learning like this, it's good because we are likely to reduce the use of chemicals into our small farms so that we use the bokashi like that one, which is having no chemicals.
As a mixed farmer, Joseph raises animals and grows maize and beans. However, he faces many challenges: lack of resources, no soil testing, and relying on the same fertilizer year after year.
The type of challenges particularly we are facing with the soil that we are using, at least we have been using it in the long run. And when you are using it in the long run, you'll find out that you are using the same type of fertilizers, whereby it have to affect the soil. Some nutrients in the soil will have to diminish, which will not support the plants to grow. So maybe like when we are coming up with these new technologies, coming up with bokashi here, when you look at the composition of the bokashi, it will have to add some nutrients into the soil.
But now with bokashi, he sees change,
whereby I am likely to reduce some costs in my farm, because when I do my farm records, you'll find out that the fertilizers takes a lot of money. But if I'm going to use the bokashi here, you'll find out I have to reduce the records. One, they are cheap to be made, which means I'm doing them locally with low costs. Even if I can maybe do the recording of all the materials used in the making of the bokashi, and then I do the comparison with one bag of the other fertilizers, you'll find out that the bokashi is cheap and is quick to make.
Ninaweza kutumia vitu ambavyo viko readily available kutengeneza mbolea ambayo iko cheap compared to nikienda kununua kwa maduka. Kwa hivyo nimeona ya kwamba it is cheaper kuitengeneza na ni rahisi pia. Ni mbolea ambayo kwa siku chache imekuwa ready. Si kama vile ningetumia fedha mingi na vile kwanza kutunga laini, kutafuta mbolea, ningepoteza muda. But kwa sasa ninaweza kutengeneza mbolea yangu kwa muda mfupi na iwe tayari na niweze kutumia.
And in Maeni location, Kibesi, Bungoma County, Elizabeth Simiyu has also experienced firsthand the power of bokashi. Growing bananas, maize, and a variety of crops, her farm once was struggling due to poor soil quality.
Shamba yangu mi huwa sana sana ndizi. Hiyo ndio nimepanda tu tangu niishi. Hiyo ndio imekuwa tegemeo langu. Alafu mahindi, niko na njugu, niko na soya na mboga kama suja, mito na sukuma.
Elizabeth shares how her farm had become unproductive for a long time, largely due to high soil acidity.
Hii shamba yangu eka moja, saa zingine nikipanda mahindi, nilikuwa nanipea tu gunia 4. Lakini tangu nianze kutumia mbolea ya kienyeji, nimeona udongo imeimprove sana.
Elizabeth quickly realized that while composting could take a long time, bokashi works faster. It's ready in just 14 days. Her vegetables are now more productive and her banana plants are flourishing.
Nimeona tu mabadiliko mengi juu nikipandia mboga inaenda haraka, tena haikuliwa na wadudu. Inaenda tu haraka, wiki ngapi 2-3 unaanza kuchuna. Kama ni sukuma umeanza kuchuna kitambo. Inafanya haraka. Hata nilijaribu kwa ndizi, nimemwaka kwa ndizi inakuwa tu mzuri. Ndizi yangu huwa siweki mbolea ya kizungu, huwa natumia tu ya kienyeji.
For many, it's the little things that makes a big difference. And in farming, there is no exception. From empowering women to rejuvenating the land, bokashi is reshaping the future of agriculture. BioVision Africa continues to advocate for use of bokashi, emphasizing the need for more local research since most of the major research facilities are based in Japan.
Once a day. For another 7 days.
However, the feedback from farmers so far has been overwhelmingly positive. As more farmers adopt this method, we are witnessing a revolution in the way Kenyan farmers approach soil health and sustainability.
Tunaweza kutumia vitu ambavyo tuko navyo rahisi kutengeneza mbolea, kwa sababu watu tumefuga ng'ombe, tunaweza pata organic fertilizer ambayo imeoza kwa urahisi. Kama ni maize stalks tunaweza tengeneza tukaweza kutumia. Tunaweza pata inaitwa ash kwa urahisi, maana kila siku sisi upika. So unaweza kuwa na uwezo wa kusanya. Ikiwa hata uko na kuku unaweza kutumia droppings za kuku pia kutengeneza mbolea hii. Yeast ni pesa kidogo, tunaweza kupata. Molasses tunaweza kupata kwa urahisi. Kwa hivyo ni rahisi kuitengeneza. Ni vitu ambavyo tunaweza vipata kwa urahisi na tutumie muda mchache kutengeneza. Procedure si ngumu. Si kitu ambacho unahitaji mtu akuja kutengenezea. Unaweza tengeneza wewe mwenyewe kwa boma. Kwa hivyo ninaweza advise wakulima watengeneze kwa wingi, so that tusiwe na huo ugumu wa kustrain kutafuta pesa mingi wakati wa kupanda. Ukitengeneza mapema unaweza kutengeneza kiasi ya mbolea mingi ambao unaweza kupandia kwa shamba kubwa, so that tusistrain kwenda kununua mbolea na gharama ya maisha ambayo imepanda.
Mimi ningependa tu kuhimiza wakulima wajaribu kuchukulia mambo ya utengenezaji wa mbolea wa bokashi seriously, manake huko ndio tunaelekea. So iwapo mkulima atakumbatia saizi, bila shaka atakuwa na mazao bora na vile vile atakuwa ametengeneza mchanga wake. Mara mingi huwa tunahimiza wakulima ni vyema ulishe mchanga ndiposa mchanga nao ulishe mmea. Iwapo mkulima atatumia bokashi, mimea zake hazitashikwa na magonjwa ama vile wadudu kwa haraka. Manake tayari bokashi ni kama kinga. Inasaidia yule mmea kuwa na kinga dhabiti ambao unaweza kumruhusu kusurvive kokote bila kuathirika.
In conclusion, bokashi represents more than just a farming technique. It's a step towards rejuvenating land, empowering farmers, and ensuring the sustainability of agriculture in Kenya with the dedication of organizations like BioVision Africa Trust and the support of farmers. The future of bokashi looks bright. Linda Koskei for Kilimo na Biashara.
Ote,